What's up, everyone? It's Justin with Nova Productions here in Jacksonville, Florida. Today, I want to show you how to take your talking head videos to the next level with a 4-light setup. Let's get into it. Talking head videos are a huge part of video content these days. This style is used for many different purposes, from educational, product advertisement, YouTube, and even podcasts. Safe to say that upping your game when it comes to these videos can only benefit you and help your content become more visually engaging. As content creators, we always want to keep our viewers engaged in what we're talking about. And a bland environment can definitely distract the viewer from the content or even make them not take what we're saying so seriously. A great way to better visually stimulate your audience is with the help of lighting. Good lighting is what separates the amateurs from the pros. The setup I'm using here is a 4-light setup that involves a splash of RGB lighting for some contrasting color variancy. Let's start from scratch though and show you what each light does for the scene. Now, this is obviously complete darkness, but using this as our starting point, we can really go through the steps with each light to show their individual purposes. The first and most important light that we will need is our key light. Our key light is our main light source that will illuminate our subject. And since I'm the main subject for this video, I need to light myself up, so let's do that now. Now we have light. For my key light, I have an 80-watt LED with a 25-inch softbox about 45 degrees to my right. I also have a grid on the softbox to control the light from spilling onto the background too much, but that's a video for another day. If I could only choose one of the 4 lights, I would definitely opt to keep the key light because honestly, it's just the most necessary light. So even if you're on a budget, make sure you get a nice key light to illuminate yourself well enough so that the viewers can see you clearly. Let's focus on our background next. As you can see with just the key light, we're not getting as much separation and contrast from the background as we would like. And to make things more visually interesting, let's add some color to the scene. We'll go ahead and turn those lights on now. I have 2 RGB LED lights right behind me, hidden behind my chair, and they're both pointing towards the background. Each of them are facing one side of the wall behind me to give a kind of like a split bicolor look. Now I picked 2 contrasting colors on purpose to give the scene more pop. Now if you plan to do a similar setup, make sure that whatever colors you choose are contrasting colors as well. You wouldn't want to pick 2 colors that are very similar to each other, for example like yellow or green, and color lighting isn't always the best choice depending on the type of content you plan to shoot. For example, if you're shooting more corporate educational stuff, RGB may be a little overwhelming for your purpose. So choose based on the type of content you plan to do. You can just as easily use this same setup with color neutral lights as well. Many of you may look at this scene and think that this is pretty good already, and you know what? It is pretty good. I would definitely still use this setup if I had to, but let's add our 4th and final light to the scene and see if we can make it even better. I'm going to be adding a hair light to the back of me. The hair light is going to give me more separation from the background and give me more of a 3D effect. Let's do that now. As you can see, I now have some light illuminating the top of my head right here, and even some on my shoulder area. This really helps to give the scene that extra pop and separate me from the background even more, which adds depth. For my hair light, I have another 80-watt LED light with barn doors attached so that I can control the light and make sure that it's not spilling all over the place in other parts of the scene. It's on a stand and it's boomed up over my head just out of frame so you can't see it. Now let's see once again, step by step, what we did with our lighting setup. Our first light was our key light, illuminating us as the subject. Then we added our 2 RGB lights to add some lighting to the background as well as color contrast. Last, we added our hair light to give us that final background separation and depth. That about wraps it up for this video. Remember, lighting is the most important tool for making your talking head videos more visually appealing. It can help take your content to the next level. Just stay away from those god-awful ceiling lights. And until next time, I'm Justin with Nova Productions. See you on the flip side.